one play he doesn't play defense is what I'm saying. Like, what are we using to say someone's not a good defender? Are we not going to use stats? Do stats not exist anymore? We can't measure greatness with defensive stats anymore.
What's that, Brandon? What's stats? I don't know what that is.
Well, I could pull up some stats if you want to see it, because I did compare LeBron James to what most people think is the greatest defensive player in the 90s, Dennis Rodman. And this is just total stats for their careers. In the regular season, LeBron is clearly superior. He has more defensive rebounds than Rodman, more steals, more blocks in the regular season. Postseason, the same. And then we combine the postseason stats with Jordan and Rodman, which they played over 40 more games. LeBron still has more defensive rebounds than both of them. They have 11 more steals in 42 more games, and LeBron has more blocks than those guys. So what are we measured defense by? I know you're talking about it's just totals, and it's not averages. So let's just go to averages. We already know LeBron totals are superior than Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman has more defensive rebounds in the regular season, but LeBron has more steals per game, more blocks per game. His defensive box plus or minus is better. Defensive win shares is better. Even in the postseason, LeBron averaged more defensive rebounds than Dennis Rodman. Steals, blocks, defensive box plus or minus, defensive win share. So if we're not going to use stats to show how great LeBron James is to one of the greatest defenders of all time, which most people believe him and Hakeem is like the greatest defenders in the most probably in the history of the game, because they don't include Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain because they don't have those stats. But as we see, LeBron James defensively to Michael Jordan and Pippen is LeBron James. We look at what they have done. LeBron James is number 8 all-time in steals and number 10 in defensive rebounds and steals in the regular season. The only person who have done this is Hakeem Olajuwon. Only player. Dennis Rodman, Hakeem, which y'all think is the two greatest. And in the postseason, LeBron is number 1 in steals and defensive rebounds. LeBron James is defensively great. I don't understand this narrative that LeBron James is not a great defender. Maybe if you're talking about a year 20, he's not as great as he is. But we saw when he was in year 17, when Denver had Jamal Murray scoring 50 points at will, who was guarding Jamal Murray in those 4 quarters? It was LeBron James guarding Jamal Murray. And we saw what Jamal Murray did last season in the playoffs, where he was unguardable. And LeBron James in year 20 couldn't guard him. That's how good LeBron James has been defensively for his whole career. We saw what he did to Derrick Rose. We saw what he did in multiple playoff series, that he's switching on all type of players. We saw him when Chris Bosh was out guarding Kevin Garnett. We just seen LeBron James do things defensively that, I mean, who has done things defensively like LeBron James? What player has Michael Jordan shut down? We all know Scottie Pippen was great defensively. We all know Dennis Rodman was great defensively. We all know Hakeem Olajuwon was great defensively. But what other defensive player can we put in the same narrative as those guys? And it's LeBron James.
He ain't lying. That's right.
Tighten up, fuck niggas. You got knocked the fuck out, bitch. Yeah.